Hi, I'd like to talk to you about a really important day in the life of Maybridge Community Church. It's 21st of May 2017 and it's our gift day, the day we invite everybody to be generous towards God's church because God has been generous towards us. It's a day that we invite people to take their place in the unfolding story of God's generosity at Maybridge. And what a story that is. When I first came here, our total annual income was less than it costs to pay for one staff member today. There was very little here. There wasn't the offices, there weren't staff, there wasn't even a photocopier. But what there was a group of about 90 people who knew that God had been generous to them, and so generously they had given to build a building in the Maybridge community to serve that community. And so when I arrived, I continued that desire to reach out to people, to be good news to people, to invite people to follow Jesus, to see transformation occur. And year on year, it has been my privilege that as we've gone about that mission, we have seen the church grow in generosity as we've done so. And at times it's been a real financial challenge when we went to appoint new staff, or when we went to develop the building further, or when we moved to Chatsmore, or when we appointed our directors. We were taking steps of faith. All the money wasn't there, but we stepped out believing it was obedient and trusting that God would provide. And the way that God provided each time was through you and me. The church only gets its funding through its partners. And the Church of Jesus Christ grows financially stronger every time each individual realizes that actually Jesus died in my place. He took our lives upon himself on the cross. He set us free. We literally are saved by him. And so one way we can be generous, one way we can say thank you, one way we can worship, one way we can make sure that other people get to hear this good news, one way that we can make sure that Jesus is center of our lives is that we prioritize our personal finances around giving to his church. And so we have our gift day on the 21st of May. And I'm so grateful to everybody who has given so far, because it has enabled us to do so many things. But the need is great. There's so much more we could do, and there's so many more people who need to be touched by God in their lives. And so we're asking people to give. We're particularly convinced that God is doing something with us about families right now. Over the last couple of years, we've seen the Home for Good initiative. We've seen the Worthing for Refugees. We've seen us beginning to work with homeless families. We've seen our partnership with the Children and Family Centre. And so we have stepped out in faith, and we have appointed Ruth as our Children and Families worker, and she's going to be joining the staff team in September. But like all those other initiatives in the past, we don't have all the money in place. Sure, we can live off reserves for about a year, but then we'll run out of money. And so on this gift day, we are asking people to take their place in the unfolding generosity of God in the story of Maybridge, so that we can go this next stage in our vision. Now, I don't know what people give personally. I don't even know who gives. But I'm told by those who do that there are some of us who have had standing orders out for years, 3, 5, 10 years perhaps, and we've never changed them. If our income hasn't decreased, that means we're getting less generous each year. That can't be right, can it? And I'm told that there are others who don't give because they'd be embarrassed that their standing order was so small. And I just want to say, if we have 20 new standing orders at £5 a month, I'll throw a party. Because it will mean that those of us who are struggling most with finances are saying thank you to God, are committed to his church, and we really do believe in the widow's mite and the feeding of the 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. God multiplies what we give. As Matt said last week, it's all about attitude. So that would be a fantastic thing to celebrate. So on the 21st of May, there are 3 ways that we're asking people to give. Number 1, please could you all review your standing order. For those who are not giving yet, please could you think about starting to give monthly through standing order for the first time, however small the amount. And thirdly, we're going to be taking special offerings in each of our services for one-off gifts, so that we can all take our place in the unfolding story of God's generosity at Maybridge, where we will help the church love our community better and where we can worship him. Let's do that together on the 21st of May.